Then there was a question with regards to VTX, specifically the digital part. There was a challenge, like a little bit over the half a year that I talked about that because of the solutions for the drones, electronic warfare was the transition from the analog to encoded digital
Mm-hmm.
VTX.
Mm-hmm.
And the challenge was, I believe, if I remember correctly, talking about this, that in a digital transmission, like if you have some packet losses, then you just have basically back screen receiving, rather than when it's an analog signal, then you can just have like a jammed image, like, but you can still sort of make your way forward. Yet, I also talked with some of the developers that have been saying that they're trying to introduce some of these neurofilters and decoding solutions and so on. What's the situation on the ground? Has some of this been implemented? How is the implementation of digital? Are these solutions at scale making it on the ground, or this is just all presentation fantasy BS?
No, so you have a legacy when you're talking about digital communications that goes all the way back to the development of Ethernet. Okay, Ethernet signaling, and you, it's like it works like walkie talkies. Okay, very fast walkie talkies. If you ever used walkie talkies when you're a kid or whatever, you had one. When you're talking, nobody else can talk, right? So you hit the button and you talk. You say hello. Do you hear me? And then over, right? And then the other antenna over there, the other guy says, "Yes, I do. Copy that. Over." Okay, that's how your wireless signal, my Ethernet connection, wired connection is working at thousands of times per second. If it's so many gigahertz, then that's how many times it's happening. 5.8 million times per second, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Okay, so what happens when someone else is talking on your same channel on your walkie-talkie? Nobody else can talk, right? That's the issue. And so if that guy is really far away and he doesn't have a very strong antenna, then you might have some overlap or something like that. But and you might still be able to talk. So here's what happens, right? Um, the way Ethernet works, okay? If you have two computers on the same Ethernet line, okay, it's called a collision domain. One computer starts sending data, hello, blah blah blah, and if it happens to happen at the same time that another computer is sending that data, then both pieces of data get destroyed. Okay, they're gone, and then both computers have a timer. They wait a random amount of time, so many milliseconds, before sending that data again. And hopefully, it's not the same number of milliseconds for both computers. The same is happening with all these digital communications. It's all based on that. Um, that that basic idea is not going to be that we need to get away from that in digital communications. I don't know what the solution is going to be there, but we have to get away from that. So uh, the other thing is, well, okay, so when you're flying and this happens, and you've got the reb gets too intense, right? So what happens is the VTX, it tries to send, it doesn't go through, it doesn't get anything back, so it tries it again, and then it just says, I'm going to give up, I'm going to wait a random amount of time, and I'm going to try it again. And that's why your screen will go black. The drone might keep on flying, and maybe once it flies through that most intense reb, maybe you'll pick up the drone on the other side. And this happens. And sometimes even drone operators, if they know the terrain well enough and they have a good navigator beside them with like a map and everything, they can navigate without vision, without being able to see, and they can navigate through like hills and valleys and over trees and stuff to be able to get out of that situation and continue towards their target, or make it back home, or just get out of that rep. That does happen, but it's pretty rare. It takes a very skilled operator, skilled navigator.
Yeah.